My YouTube friend Rastanka told an incredible story on one of her videos some time ago. I checked it out with Snopes.com, and it is a true story. Thank you, Rastanka, for bringing this story to our attention. One cold January morning back in '07, that's 2007 for you older folk, a violinist sat in front of a metro station in Washington, D.C. As he began to play, a middle-aged man noticed and stopped for a few seconds. A minute later, a woman threw $1 into the hat without stopping. A few minutes later, someone leaned against the wall to listen to him, but the man soon looked at his watch and hurried on. A few children wanted to listen, but their parents hurried them on, and so it went for the next 45 minutes while the musician played Massenet's Meditation from Ty and Schubert's Ave Maria. People hurried past on the way to their train, some pausing long enough to throw $1 or some change into the hat. Almost no one knew they were listening to Joshua Bell, a world-class virtuoso, as he serenaded them on a $3.5 million Stradivarius. 77 years earlier, another violin virtuoso had played the same music on the same violin in a similar venue in Chicago. The newspaper story for that earlier event read, "A tattered beggar in an ancient frock coat, its color rusted by the years, gave a curbstone concert yesterday noon on a windswept Michigan avenue. Hundreds passed him without a glance, and the golden notes that rose from his fiddle were swept by the breeze into unlistening ears." After acknowledging the hurried circumstances in which commuters find themselves, the mastermind of the 2007 experiment asked, "Do you have time for beauty? Shouldn't you? What's the moral mathematics of the moment?" Here are the moral mathematics not only of that moment, but any moment. If you have a job, you'd best be on time to that job so you can support your family. That's a given. The job you have is a blessing from God, and the best way to say thank you to God is to get to the job and do your work well. But shouldn't we take time for beauty? Yes, we should. As it is written in God's holy word in Ecclesiastes, there is a time under the sun for everything. In Psalm 19 we hear, "In the heavens God has pitched a tent for the sun. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth." We can't know how many of the people who hurried past the musicians in New York or in Chicago long before actually felt blessed by the music they heard on their way to work those days. We don't know how many smiled as they thought about the pleasant difference the musicians made, even if only for a moment. After they were seated on the train, it may well be that some of them even took time to thank God for that moment of beauty. The beauty which God pours out upon us is not just for a fleeting moment. The beauty which God blesses us is there for all time. The time to stop and give thanks for His blessings is when there is time. And when there is time, do stop and thankfully enjoy the beauty of His handiwork.